Hello everyone, I'm Rob Warner.
And I'm Eliot Jackson.
And this is Just Ride, the cycling podcast from Red Bull.
Rob and I have been here in Utah all week, checking out the lines, interviewing riders. So make sure you check out the YouTube channel and get all the behind the scenes and updates. And speaking of updates, we've got a little weather update. The Red Bull Rampage schedule has been updated. The women's competition and live broadcast is now scheduled for Friday, October 17th at 10:30 local time. And the men's competition and live broadcast is now scheduled for Sunday, October 19th at 10:30 local time.
It's all been going on here this week, let me tell you that. Well, now to our guest, a man actually fresh off the mountain, 11 Rampage starts, his best ever finish with a third here last year. Tyler McCaul, welcome to Just Ride.
Thanks, guys.
And you know what my first question's going to be?
What is it?
Why are you not starting this year, man? Third last year? What's going on?
It's a loaded question, but big fan of this event, big fan of this sport. I've devoted a lot of my life to it. And at this point, I'm just kind of venue dependent. You know, we're reusing venues, and I'm more of a features guy. Like if there's a new feature that I know could be built, then I'm into it. I've lost many tricks over the years. I used to have many, and I'm like, they just keep losing, keep going away. But this year it was just, not for me. And there's so many guys that want to be in and deserve to be in. And so I never wanted to take a spot from somebody that's young and hungry and could use the opportunity. But yeah, just venue dependent. I was hearing rumors that it was actually going to be the 14-15 venue, which is now the women's. And I have some redemption to get there. So I was like, all right, I'm in.
So you'd have ridden then, that one. If it was there, you would be riding.
Yep. I had a plan because I had something that I didn't get to hit before finals. In 2014, I had one of my ankle surgeries. I was out on crutches watching and then came up with a game plan for 15, came back, had a good line. We had qualifying that year. I was actually rewatching the POV to send to Chelsea because she's recycling one of my old drops, which is awesome to see.
Yeah.
So I was trying to rewatch that because she was asking about speed. But at the start gate, they announced my name and said rider number 38. And I was like, there used to be that many people on this hill.
That's crazy.
So Rampage has evolved a lot. We used to have qualifying.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
And that year I had to do qualifying. I wasn't pre-qualified because I was injured the year prior. So I had to do that. Had a good quali. I think qualified top 3, and then ended up getting ambulanced out the night before finals. Made a small mistake with big consequences. So I had some redemption there, and there was a big gap that I didn't get to do. Just to prove the point again, I'm just kind of more venue dependent. And then back to this venue where the men's is, great venue. Still lots to do there. I just personally have kind of done everything that I set out to do there. So it seemed like a good year to, kind of sit it out and not closing the door. Might be back, but excited to watch for sure.
Can you just give us an overview of the women's venue and what was the 2015 venue? Like, what is kind of the topography? Like, what are the main features there? And what does it look like?
For sure. So there's one ridge kind of known as the winning ridge. It's the ridge that won in 2014 and 2015. And I sat out 2014, watched a bunch of arguments going on because it's like gets kind of territorial when that's obviously the best ridge. And I wasn't here for the build week that year. And obviously, like I said, I was on crutches. So I came in kind of as practice was starting. And from the drive in, I could be like, well, whoever's on that ridge is going to win.
It's so interesting you say that because I remember looking at it and I couldn't tell that. Like it looked like where you were going, like kind of down the middle looked really gnarly. There was like a lot of drops in. So like, what was it about that side? What is it about Looker's left that makes you say that?
It just is kind of just straight and fast and big, which is kind of everything Rampage is, but nobody was going kind of that middle ridge. So that's why when I came back in 15, I was like, okay, everybody's arguing over there. I'm going to go over here away from everybody, and wanted to get my crutches up on that and look at it so bad, but looked like it could be jumped. And then we got that done. And I felt like that line could have rivaled the winning ridge. And so it's really cool to see Chelsea on that. We've been talking all week just about like the build and speeds and everything like that. And she looks unstoppable, super solid on the bike. Yeah. And she guinea pigged El Presidente is what it was called.
Yeah.
And she hit it absolutely perfect, which is really cool to just see and just to reflect on 10 years ago, like men's venues there, this and that. And that was a big build, big feature to hit and stuff like that. But if I could have had a crystal ball and flash forward to 10 years later, it'd be a women's venue.
Right.
And Chelsea, Georgia, and Cami are planning on doing it. Like that's the coolest thing ever. And that's how far the sport's come. And to see women teeing up the big stuff that was big for men, it's like, they're sending it. And it's really cool to see.
Chelsea too, like there's that, I guess the Battleship, which was kind of like popularized 2 years ago when it went.
23,
That would be 23.
23?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it went over the other side, and like now there's this like on. How do you feel about that?
It terrifies me, to be honest. It's like, it's a hard thing to explain.
Yeah.
Unless, I mean, you guys have seen it.
I went up there yesterday.
Yeah.
It took me an hour to get down, mostly sliding down on my bum from the women's start. That ridge, you can't believe the exposure
It's so
when you're up
skinny
there.
and
You
like-
can't believe it, man. It was insane.
We can say it so many times, but it doesn't relate to TV or camera and stuff like that. But that feature in itself, if it were on a trail, you know, and it's like a single track with loam on the sides, trees and everything, you wouldn't really think twice about it.
Right.
It's like I'm really bad at riding skinnies, like North Shore type stuff.
Right.
But I can ride on like stripping on a road. You
Yeah,
know? Like,
sure. I
can ride on that, but if it's even 3 feet off the ground, I'm off within a foot.
Yeah.
So it's just like the mental aspect of just focusing on the trail and not what's around it. But it's important to be aware of the hazards. But that's like such a high consequence move that just like she's just going to be so locked in and focused. And she told me that she's been wanting to hit that thing since it was originally built. And I don't know if she ended up doing it, but she said she was going to build a practice feature at home. There was like similar dimensions,
Right.
not that high off the ground, to just like get that just locked in on that kind of setup. But that thing's a stunt, you know, it's like more of a stunt than a feature.
I mean, from the bottom here, you know, looking up,
It looks insane.
you can see it just looks unbelievable, and it'll be an iconic moment.
For sure.
Yeah.
And her way off has even like stepped up from the way that went on the other side for the men. So she's stepping it up. I think she's highly capable. In my opinion, I think her and Hannah are the ones to watch for sure. Hannah was injured last year. So it's cool to see her here. Like she thrives out here. Georgia is also looking like really comfy and solid on the bike and just dialed. But every time I watch practice, I'm just like blown away at the ones that just like look so comfortable and like at home. Robin's obviously like impossible to count out. She's tricking midline already. So yeah, deep field, a lot of talented women, and they're not taking it easy.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
No. That's
And
right.
I feel like too this year, like they started with what would you call it, like a non-blank canvas compared to last year.
Yeah.
Since we've had this weather, like what does that do?
Massive help with the building. It's like, you know, you get a time setback when you're on rain hold or lightning hold and you're not digging, but the time's saved with the wet dirt.
So you think it's like a positive what we had?
For sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
really.
it's not
Yeah.
been too much rain. It hasn't damaged a lot of stuff.
Yeah, early in the dig days when it all came at once and it was like monsoon style rain, that could do a lot of damage, but people were still roughing things in. So it helped. I think if we got one of those like orange or red cells on the radar map right now that hovered in, it would screw some things up. But I think it helped a lot. Diggers are super happy with just wet dirt, obviously, and you don't have to mix it and spend the time doing that.
I mean, that has definitely been something that's changed over the years. I remember in 2015, there was one dude coming around with a tractor and like a spray can, like a hose or whatever. And now you have so much more water, so much more resources.
For sure. And 2010 was my first one. And I remember using those like pesticide sprayers, like the 2 gallon
that
ones.
you would get on a backpack and
No, I just carry them.
Really?
And I didn't have a dig crew. I just showed up. Like, and there was, you know, there were many way less restrictions back then on like build crew and time. People had headlamps and like concrete saws and they're rappelling at night, like doing so. It was getting out of hand. And
Crazy.
Brandon had probably like, I don't know, 6, 7 people helping him. I'm by myself.
Honestly, or not.
I got pesticide sprayers. Like,
and it's just you up there.
yeah, I'm like, come on. But you know, the pesticide sprayers have like the plastic handles that you got to turn them to lock them in.
Right.
But then they always come unlocked, and you're hiking up a ledge, and then there's like the 12-inch thing that you pump.
Yeah.
And it comes unlocked, and then you got 2 gallons of water that just like free falls for 12 inches, and then and it's like pulling you off cliff.
That is
then
wild.
It's funny, like now we have irrigation and everything that run up the backside. You have water, and some of the newer guys that didn't have to do the pesticide sprayers and all that, like, you know, you can abuse the water and use more than you need, and then the tank runs out, and they start getting frustrated, and you're just like, man, we used to have to carry 2 gallons at a time to the
Right.
top. But it's changed the event a lot for the better. Some people will say that it's ruined it, but if you want to see people going big, it's what it has to be. Like, to go that big, you need to have landings that are packed and consistent and be able to have braking points and have traction and everything. It's just the evolution of it. Some people hate it. Some people, you know, it is what it is. It changed the event. And then when we get natural rain, it's like even a step higher for what can be built and what can be done.
You were talking about how like you are that creative person with the lines and things like that. Do you think that it suited you more previously than it does now? I mean, you got third last year, but I mean, like, it was more raw back then?
Potentially, yeah. Like my favorite years have been when we've gone to fresh venues. Like I like the struggle of just getting to the bottom and hitting features, which like the features in themselves speak for themselves, if that makes sense. In the fresh venues, it's always a battle to just get a line finished. And there are many years where you don't even ride features until you run, which is like very anxiety ridden and stressful, but it just like adds another layer of like just the like just it's so rewarding when like you don't know if it's gonna work, and then you get down and you're testing it out while the helicopter's in the air and you know everyone's watching and stuff like that. It's like a different thing. And it's kind of why I moved away from slopestyle. It's just like riding the same features as other people and just being judged on what you do against other people. I like to just build my vision and kind of look for features and try to like evolve things in that sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it was interesting. We were having a conversation with Tommy G, and we were kind of saying like, he was describing what he feels like Rampage is, like in between like almost downhill racing and
not slopestyle.
And not
I heard he said Brendog's fat. Is that true?
It's gotten out.
It's gone viral.
I mean, there's just so much, like we have single crown forks now. Like so many people make the argument that it is too slope-styley now, that you are able to ride like a single crown and, you know, that you have to do a tail whip or a bar spin or something like that to win.
So I have an idea that kind of touches on that point, but I think that we should take the two biggest pink bike trollers that say that it's slopestyle and that it's lame and that it's easy and it's just all paved and everything.
Yeah.
Get those two people or 5 or 100, however many, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah, sure.
And blindfold them, put them in a heli, and drop them off at the top with their bike, and be like, "It's easy, go ahead." And
Just a skate park.
Yeah, you say it's just a skate park and it's just slope style.
Yeah.
But men's venue this year,
that to me doesn't resemble anything like what I know of slopestyle. Like not in any way, shape, form. There's nothing. You know what you want about the scale of that is actually bonkers. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's a different thing. Look at everything.
And I don't understand the argument because I live and breathe this. Like I'm out here all the time and I know what it is. And apparently it just doesn't translate to camera. And especially like to kind of like counteract my statement about returning to venues. What was gnarly, people are making gnarlier, like within the same boundaries.
Yeah.
Like top section was already gnarly, and then people are adding like drops off the start deck to little lily pads, and just like it's getting less and less slope style, even though some of the trickable features are getting more trickable. But people are just like squeezing gnarlier things in the scarier spots.
Yeah.
Which gets pretty heinous.
I don't think Aidan Parish is that big drop at the bottom. That's not very slope-style to me. Like, if you're on a 450, that'd be like fourth gear wide open.
Yeah.
Like it is insane.
It's wild, for sure.
That's that alone. I'm fixated on that drop because most of them are like the landings are, to me, you know, really like directly below the takeoff,
and you can see the pitch of the landing. Yeah.
Which is vertical, which is a bit strange too. But like that jump there, you can't see the landing.
No.
You can just see the lip. I don't even know how you would. It must be 70 feet, I think he said it is. How do you judge that first time?
And it was
rolling in.
It was Ethan Nell's like double drop.
Yeah,
that's right. He took the middle bit out, right?
Yeah, and it's crazy because so Ethan, when he jumped it one time, I can't remember if it was in his run or practice, but he landed at the very end of that lily pad, so he almost tripled the thing. And big drops like that, especially with so much speed into it.
Yeah, that's the difference. How you know how quick he's going in.
Yeah.
That's the thing, isn't it?
But the difference between like, you know, it could be a 15-foot variable on where you land with just one little brake tap. Like that's how minute the changes are. So Aiden and I were talking about it, and we're like, I think the speed will be like 2 brake taps less than what Ethan was doing and landing on the lily pad, because he's coming up from so high above it and just gaining speed, and then he'll pop.
So you've got his start point then. And
Yeah.
you can kind of, so you have
Right.
got a kind of, you can't, that's mad that you can
But at the same time, it's
work
like,
out from that, but not.
but nah, yeah, it's like, it's a hypothesis,
guess,
it's an
right?
educated guess.
Good grief, man.
First, especially that one, because the knuckle's like blind. You can't see the face until you pop. And then you know if you were right and your hypothesis was correct. Your conclusion
Yeah,
what is it?
yeah.
But that's just always like he'll have his crew and his close friends up there that know how he pops and everything because everybody has a different pop.
Will he take advice then? Do you take advice on stuff? Like,
For sure.
Or you do. You don't
Yeah.
you really trust people like that?
Every year I've had my brother's usually in like broadcast rehearsals and stuff like that when I'm about to guinea pig things, and then he finishes and timing's worked out because I have to do it like when conditions are right and everything, and he just sprints up and he's like, all right, Tyler, I'm here. And him and my best friend Alex always help me with my speed checks because they've watched me ride my whole life, and everybody pops different. And like I was saying with brake taps, like a slight variance in the way that you pop or squash could be 20 feet.
Yeah, because you're going so quick and so far, right?
Yeah. So
everything-
there have been times where I'm like, it's so blind, I can't really tell what's going on. I have an idea in my head, but I'm going to refer to what you guys are saying and take that into account. And sometimes I just kind of go off what they're telling me, which is like a co-driver in a rally race or something. You know?
That
It's
is
like,
that does
wild.
blow my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go back to last year. Talk us through the building of that line. There's kind of like that viral moment of that BFC, like that gap that you and Tom Eistedt built.
yeah.
What did you think after you saw Tom do it for the first time? Like
So-
that just looked
Oh my
insane.
God. His-
Funny story, I guess, of the origination of it is I think it was 2018. Ethan, Nell, and I were hiking up on Scout Day to just like find lines. And we're walking up the hiking route, was pretty close to that canyon gap. And I saw that knob that comes out and saw the canyon. And I was like, Ethan, look at that thing. And he's like, what? And I was like, do you think that would go? And he's like, fuck no. And I was like, should we go check and see if that landing pitch like actually goes? And he didn't answer. He's just looking at me. I was like, actually, let's not. Because if
Yeah.
it goes, then we'd want to do it.
Right.
So I had it in my mind since 2018
Okay.
and knew it was there, but never even really like checked to see if the landing would work till I heard, the venue's there. We do Scout Day. I'm like, all right, I'm pretty sure I'm going to there, but my line's on the other side of the mountain. So there'd be a key connector that I would need. And that would be Brandon's connection with the hip. So I'm like, I'd have to ask Brandon's permission and know that that canyon gap works. But I wanted to do that canyon gap so bad.
Yeah.
And then on Scout Day, I knew it was there. I was trying to stay away from it because I didn't want anybody else to see it.
Yeah.
And
really?
Eistedt was the
Interesting.
last one. Like I was sitting at the top, just waiting, just watching where people are going. I'm like, nobody's finding it. Nobody's finding it. Tom's walking all around. He gets on the takeoff.
Yeah.
And he's looking around. He was looking at dropping to the right. And then his builder buddy, Joel, was on what ended up being the landing, yells over to him. And they both weren't thinking about it till they looked at each other. And they were like, whoa. And I was like,
Oh no!
I was like, he found it. And I'm like, all right, we'll team up on it. I go down and I was just like, Tom, you found it, huh? And he was like, you're looking at this too? And I was like, let's do it. Like, are you feeling it?
Wow.
And so it helped a lot to team up and just talk about dimensions and everything and speed checks and all that. And it was a massive build.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Tom's crazy. He's going to guinea pig it for sure because he's guinea pig guy. And then he was like, we're like day 3 of, actually we finished that thing pretty quick. Surprisingly, we had a sick crew. And then he's like, so you're going to guinea this, right? And I was like, what? No, you're guinea pig guy. Like, you're crazy. And he's like, this is my first rampage. Like, you have to guinea it.
Oh!
And I was like, dang it. And then we're like, we're rock, paper, scissors for it. So I accepted. I'm like, all right, I have to be in the mindset that I'm guineaing it. So I was in that mental headspace. And then it kind of just came down to like, we were both on our bikes at the same time. I don't think we were even planning on doing it that night. Conditions were perfect. I always do a lot of run-ins. I was going to do one more run-in, and then I felt good about my speed. And then he was starting from a slightly lower spot than me, and it got like dead silent. And Tom just looked up at me, and like, I'll never forget the look that he gave me. He just gave me a nod, and I was like, all right, buddy. Like,
What?
it's all right. Like, I was ready to go soon, but like, if you want to unlock it, by all means. I didn't say that, but we said a lot without saying anything.
Yeah.
He gave me the nod. I gave him the nod. Then he gave his classic dropping, and then went in and had, dumped it off to the side. And I was just screaming like a little kid and was like, that was insane. And speed was pretty close to what I thought it was. He went a hair slow, so I knew it helped me. I knew to go a hair faster. We had similar outcomes of our guinea pigs. Like, I don't even know if I tried to slow down. I was just happy to get over it. Just kind of dumped it into the hillside. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That's crazy. I mean, so what did it feel like to get that podium, like at Red Bull Rampage? That just feels.
It took a long time,
Yeah.
man. I'd been close many years. Like, I had 4 fifth places, and then 2013, I had 3rd in the bag. Second runs. It was really windy the whole day, second run, first run I was in 5th place, second run I was in 3rd. Then there was a few riders left to drop that decided it was too windy to drop. I didn't realize in the rule book it says that if every athlete is not able to drop due to conditions for their second run, then all second runs get erased. So all but a few riders dropped.
Interesting.
So I was in 3rd. I think Cam and Kyle were still at the top. They were 1 and 2, so they had no reason. And
Sure.
and it was really windy, so that got erased. And
Wow.
it didn't hit me till like a week later. I was happy I did what I wanted to do. I flipped something that terrified me in my second run. Felt good about it until like a week later, and then I was like, started getting kind of bitter, but just still happy that I did what I set out to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I've kind of had a chip on my shoulder for it was 11 years. Like just got so close to podium so many times, and then went through getting an ankle fusion, stuff like that.
You've had an ankle fusion, have you?
Yeah, got that.
How much does that make it a lot more difficult to ride then?
It was so arthritic that I already lost the range of motion.
Had you?
So I was already used to it. So I should have done it sooner. But yeah, it was, surgeon said 12 months till full recovery. I got it about 12 months before last year's Rampage, like almost to the day.
Wow.
So 2023, I wasn't able to ride because I had the surgery. So, I set goals. It helped me recover faster because when you have a goal, you like have more motivation to
you got
totally.
to
train.
You
and
got to
get
come
into
back.
shape.
It's just what you need, right?
So it was just a lot to overcome, and like 11 Rampages over the course of 15 years. So like it gives me something to hang my hat on, which I'm proud of. And like it didn't change anything, in my life other than just like having something to be proud of. It didn't change anything like monetarily or anything like that. And I just like it just something to hang my hat on, I guess.
And if you don't come back, you've always got that third. You've done it, right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
going to be a nice feeling for the rest of your days.
Like just
now.
knowing,
But you're going to come back, mate. I reckon.
I always get asked like, or I had over the year, like, have you ever podium? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Dang it. And then I'd be with Ethan and he'd be like, I have 2 of them. I'm like, God damn it.
I know.
Yeah. So yeah, it was good. It was a lot to overcome, and just I'm proud of it, and I will be forever.
That is I feel like that is one of the biggest accomplishments in the sport, like in general, across all disciplines, to be able to, it's like the cream of the crop.
Yeah. It seems to come easy for others.
Yeah,
like Brandon
sure,
has 5 wins
yes,
now.
sure.
He's insane.
Yeah.
But when you're competing against people like that, like I never set out, like I say, I did want a podium, but my approach for Rampage every year was never like, I'm coming to win or I'm going to get a podium. It was always just to set out and do what I felt like I was capable of accomplishing. And wherever I end up is wherever I end up. And that's always been my mindset. But then where I ended up, where I was very happy to end up, it just felt even better.
So I want to get to kind of a preview of some of the lines and some of the riders on the men's side. But before that, one thing I've always wondered about is like the drama that unfolds. Like you talked about, there's like little strategic things, right? Like not going over there because you don't want somebody to pick a line, but even when somebody picks a line, maybe somebody digs more than the others. Like I've already heard stories up here. Like can you tell some stories about that, like over the years? Or
For
like,
sure.
Yeah.
It's a delicate dance. And unfortunately, friendships have been lost at this
Have they
event.
really?
And it's not worth that. You
Yeah.
know, like people have been friends for a long time, get into heated arguments. There's a lot on the line and lots of pride, and everyone's stressed.
Huge
So,
amount
like,
of pressure, right?
tensions are high. Arguments are easy to happen. I've always tried to avoid that and have done, pretty good. I haven't lost any friends over it.
Yeah.
Because I know that, it's just not worth it. Like to have a lifelong friend and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden you guys have this chip on your shoulder over lines. I've heard that things have been going well this year. There's always, little scuffles and stuff like
What
that.
is it? What is it over? Like, is it about like me saying, oh, I want this to be 20 feet and you say it's 25 or something?
There's like different levels to it. There's that, like some people want to 360 a drop. Some people want to flip it. And sometimes there's room to do 2 options. Sometimes there's not.
Right. When you see somebody will have a little lip and other will
Tiny,
be
like
flat.
little stones
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
Not much wider than a tire sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how narrow they were, but now
Yeah, like Tallis, Finley, and Jackson are sharing the same drop with 3 different takeoffs. They're all skinny and they all agreed on it and they're all cool with it, which is the
Interesting.
coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like everyone feels comfortable with their line and what they're doing. Like I looked at it and I'm like, how is this working for 3 people? And I'm trying to guess the tricks. I'm okay, Jackson's in the middle, flip. I'm like, okay, Tallis and Finley are probably thinking 360. Talus spins to the right, so he's probably going to be on the left because he won't clip rear wheel on the lip in the middle. Finley must be left because right because he spins left.
No
Yeah.
way.
But yeah, just like tiny nuances like that, and then obviously like the work ethic thing. Some people have different work ethic and work harder than others, and it's hard though because you might be working on something down here, but you're sharing something up there, and you're on a mission to finish this, but people want help up there, so you're trying to spread your builders out, and it's just hard. Like it's hard to balance everything. Intentions are high.
Yeah.
So there's some drama, but this year I think it's been pretty darn good.
So this year, what are some of the things that kind of, I guess, impress you the most? Like I've been seeing Thomas Lemoyne, who is like, it's for his first time here, and like, it's called the Goblin Drop.
Yeah.
Have you been up there to see it?
Dude, I wanted to stand on that takeoff so bad. That's my favorite drop of the whole thing. And that's the only thing that like in my head, if we came back here, that was what like excited me the most because I've looked off that before.
Interesting, yeah.
So I was really stoked to see him. I'm looking at the picture of it in the background right now, but
Yeah,
from the
you
past.
can see it, yeah.
But super sick that he's like teeing that up for his first Rampage. That dude has more bike control.
I was
Some rider.
watching him
Yeah.
the other day, like just guinea pig. Everyone was kind of sessioning. Some people went long or whatever. He came after everyone, did it all by himself, like hadn't ridden it before. And it's just like, just perfect. Like
He's so good.
Just perfect.
Anything, hardtail, pump track, speed and style,
Yeah, yeah.
style.
Some rider,
And we'll find out Rampage. He
Yeah.
will be really, really good here and super dialed. But yeah, I wanted to stand on that thing so bad all week. And then yesterday I go up there and by myself, I start walking down. There's like a little red layer right before it. And even I'm really scared of heights. I'm not on my bike.
Are you really?
Yeah. Like
I
I
don't
hate
believe
it.
it.
I hate walking
way.
around out here. You fall off a cliff and you're on your bike, at least you got kind of a chance.
Do you?
I don't know, but I was on that little red thing before and I'm looking at it and no one's around. And then I just saw the pink bike headline of Tyler McCaul dies walking down. I'm like, all right, screw this. I'm
Boy,
turning
that
around.
would be a tragedy, man, after
my
third
God,
last year,
yeah.
especially. Huh?
I was like 70 feet from the takeoff and hiking it scared me. And everything's all packed in. And like, I didn't want to put footprints on it. And I was like, it would be selfish of me to just go look at that thing, even though I wanted to so bad.
Yeah.
But the dimensions of it are crazy. I was looking at Claw's
huge, isn't
measurement of it, and the ratio's wild for the fact that it's, what did he say, 62-degree angle, 44-foot tip to tip. And I keep track of some of my like favorite drops in my phone, in my
so
notes
cool.
of just dimensions and like do the hypotenuse and stuff
Yeah,
to figure out the down to out.
sure. So like, yeah, what's normal? Like, what are some of the?
So it always gets weird if it's steeper than a 45-degree angle. If it's more down than out, it
Okay.
depends on like the angle of the takeoff too. The more angle, the more the ratio can be steeper. But I had one drop that I built off a boulder in Big Water that kind of weirded me out because it was 38 down, 27 out. So it's more down than out, which is just weird because when you're standing on it, it feels like the landing's directly underneath you. Lemoyne's, I did the math on, and it's 38 down, same, but it's, I think, 21 out. So it's even more plummy, which is just cool because you get that free fall. But I'm a big fan of the downhill takeoff that he has there because you get a visual
Yeah.
of it. And so you kind of like can see where to put it. Blind drops scare me a lot more. That's like my favorite kind of drop. And that one's no joke, super gnarly, especially with a run out and catch berm he has to catch. And I'm super excited to see him do that.
It looks ludicrous from the ball.
Insane.
It looks insane, yeah.
Can you give a little bit of an overview of just some of the rookies?
Yeah, we got some really good ones.
Yeah.
Like guys that I've wanted to see in for a very long time in the men's, and some fresh women talent that are going to shake things up. And on the men's side, Finley, he's only 18. Kid's insane.
And he lives in Utah.
He does, yeah. He grew up I asked him, and he's like, dude, I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
But he spends winters out here,
Okay.
ridden with him a bit while he's out here, and just so much like natural talent for 18 years old. He's riding no knee pads, like just doing big flat spins. I'm like, I wouldn't even hit that jump, no knee pads. Lemoyne, obviously, like we said, and I think like a big curiosity that I have is like the contest jitters. Like Emil, for example, he's done 2 rampages, but he has so much contest and like start gate experience
Right.
with like the pressure and everything. Lemoyne has
Yeah.
competed so much. He's a rookie, but he's almost a vet in the sense that like start gate jitters, I think he's got that figured out.
Right.
But Finley, Aiden Parrish, Hayden Zablotny are the other rookies. I believe there's 4, so Lemoyne's the other.
Mhm.
And we haven't seen them compete a ton. I know they're highly capable. I think they could end up on the podium in their first rampage.
Really?
But it's just interesting to see like when the helicopters are in the air and the
Right.
pressure's on, just to see like how they do. And that's what I'm the most excited about. I think that they're highly capable and very potential of shaking things up. maybe.
Yeah. So I gotta ask. I'm gonna throw you in here as well, Rob.
Here we go.
Predictions. So like, give me your top 3 for women and top 3 for men.
Okay,
I'm not doing this. It's all down to you.
I'll try. I'm either gonna sound like a genius or like so far off because it could go any direction. Women, oh man, I don't know what order to put them at. I know the 3.
Okay.
I have Hannah, Robin, and Chelsea
Yeah.
are my top 3. I could be wrong. I feel very good about them and their lines and the way that they're riding and what they're capable of. Men, I'm going Emil, number 1.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I just think that like he chose a line that he's going to get to practice a lot. It's large, but highly sessionable, and the way that he rides it will be highly trickable.
Sure.
And I'm trying to guess the tricks that he's going to do on the things, and then I'm like, I have no idea. 'Cause
Right.
the dude can just pull anything out. Like he's been tail up in a step down up there. Like that could be a double whip. It could be an oppo whip. It
Wow.
No.
could be. And my brother and I have been trying to figure out what he's doing, but like nobody will guess.
Yeah.
Godziak, I've thought is going to win for the last 3 years.
He told me at that huge drop at the bottom, he would not tell me what he was going to do, but said
Yeah.
it is absolutely mad, massive. He was like, it's I don't know. What do you think he's got in mind? You got any idea?
I've heard some rumors, but I don't want to see it unfold.
Yeah.
But it's cool
Spoil it.
because
But
Emil,
it's something daft, right?
yeah, for sure. It's Godziak, dude.
He's so casual about
He's
it,
insane.
wandering around on a lip.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
this dude.
It's really cool to me that Emil and Godzi are sharing a line.
Yeah.
Like a big portion of it at least, because they both have such a deep bag of tricks to pull from, but I think that their bag's different. Like Godziak's more freestyle moto, like big bangers, rotations stuff, and then Emil's more of the tech slopestyle side. So I think they're riding a similar line. They're gonna trick the heck
might-
out of it, but I
They
think
might
they're gonna
battle
be
for the
different.
winner on that line. Then it's
Yeah.
not impossible, is it? That
Yeah.
I think them 2, 1 and 2, and then
Do ya? do you really?
I do, but I could be wrong. I have no idea. It's crazy. And then number 3, I think Jackson, highly
Okay.
capable.
Yeah, sure.
And he's riding more on point than
Yeah.
ever. He has 2 rampages under his belt, and then didn't get invited last year. And he, took that very hard and used it as motivation.
He'd be fired up.
And he's always done what he wants to do, which I respect the hell out of. And now he's realizing what the judges are kind of looking for, like more rotation tricks and less of like the old school freestyle moto tricks, which in my
Yeah.
opinion are harder to do off drops.
Yeah.
But he wants to do a run that he feels caters to what they're looking for. And I think that's a dangerous combo because that
Sure.
kid is capable of doing anything he wants on a bike. He's so good. So I'd love to see him get in there. So that's my top 3 men's and women's.
Okay.
There.
This is gonna be good.
Oh, it's mad being on site and
It's
knowing it's
so
coming
good,
and turning
yeah.
up every day and seeing
Yeah.
everything just look a bit,
sure.
like the
Little bit
blank
bigger,
canvas
totally.
getting
Yeah.
painted in, man. It's going to be, the build up. It's insane.
It is so cool.
Like,
It's
you
wild.
can feel it. Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
a different feeling this year, obviously, but I was up at the top yesterday with my brother, and he started laughing when I was just like talking through my mindset of looking at other people's lines. Because I always am just so hyper focused on my line, and you see things that you think can be built, but then you see them through the evolution of the build, and they slowly become more and more practical. And then by the time they're finished, you feel really good about it.
Yeah.
But when you just show up and stand on it when it's finished, you don't see what it looked like before. You don't have that like progression of seeing it being built and becoming possible.
Yeah.
So then you put on these things and you're imagining yourself riding them, which I've never done before because I'm just focused on what I'm doing. And it was scaring the heck out of me. Like some of the lines off the top. And I
Yeah.
was just like, I don't like this. This event's crazy.
Yeah.
And Cam just started cracking up. And he's like, now you're finally seeing the way that I feel about watching you ride it. And, like,
Yeah.
the way that everybody else sees it.
Yeah.
But it's a crazy event. for
Yeah,
sure.
that
Yeah, it
is
is. There's nothing
so-
like it. There's nothing like it. It's
Totally.
on its own
Yeah.
in a big way. Yeah.
Well, Tyler, this has been so cool. It's like really, really nice to get your insight and kind of
Amazing.
like behind the scenes
Yeah.
inside baseball here. And
Yeah.
can't wait to watch it alongside you this year. Can't
Totally.
wait to see you back as well in the next couple of years.
We'll see. I'm not closing the door, but I think these guys and these girls, they got it covered.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to add to it this
Yeah.
year. I'm a fan of it, excited to spectate, and then we'll see if we'll be back in the future.
Sounds great.
Thanks
Thank
very
you so
much, mate. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
That's it for us. Make sure you tune in on Friday, the 17th of October at 10:30 Mountain Time for the women's broadcast, and Sunday, October 19th at 10:30 for the men's broadcast on Red Bull TV and Red Bull Bike YouTube globally.